Khaby Lame, a name known in almost every corner of the internet, has just made headlines again, but this time not for one of his viral, wordless reaction videos. This time, it's because he was detained by ICE in the United States and forced to leave the country. That's right. The man who made millions of people laugh without ever saying a single word is now part of a serious immigration issue. But what actually happened? Was he deported? Did he break the law? Was this politically motivated or simply a misunderstanding? Today, we're breaking down the full story behind Khaby Lame's surprising run-in with U.S. immigration and what it could mean for his future in America and on the global stage. Before we dive into the controversy, it's important to understand who Khaby Lame is and how he became a global sensation. Khaby was born in Senegal in 2000, but he and his family moved to Italy when he was just a child. Growing up in a modest neighborhood, Khaby lived a very normal life. In fact, just a few years ago, he was working at a factory in Italy, earning roughly $1,000 a month. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Khaby lost his job, like many others around the world. But instead of giving in to the circumstances, he decided to start creating videos on TikTok.
What?
And that's when everything changed. Khaby's content was simple, yet brilliant. He started reacting to viral life hack videos, many of which were overly complicated and impractical, and showed how to solve the same problems in an easier, more logical way. But what made Khaby stand out was his complete lack of dialogue. He never spoke in his videos. He simply used facial expressions, gestures, and a strong sense of timing to make his point. That creative decision allowed his content to transcend language barriers and appeal to viewers all over the world, from the US and Europe to Asia, Africa, and beyond. Today, Khaby has over 160 million followers on TikTok and is one of the most recognizable influencers in the world. Now let's get to the heart of the issue. On June 6, 2025, Khaby Lame was detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, at Las Vegas Airport. According to an official statement released by ICE and reported by outlets like the Daily Mail, Khaby, who is an Italian citizen, had entered the United States on April 30th using a temporary visa. The specific visa type has not been disclosed publicly, but it is likely a B1/B2 business tourist visa or a temporary performer visitor visa. Either way, the visa had an expiration date, and unfortunately, Khaby had overstayed. When ICE conducted a routine check at the airport, they discovered that Khaby had exceeded the time allowed under the terms of his visa. As a result, he was detained for immigration violations and given a choice: face formal deportation or accept what's called voluntary departure, an option that allows a person to leave the country at their own expense, avoiding a formal removal record. Khaby chose to leave voluntarily, meaning he technically was not deported in the traditional legal sense, but he still had to exit the United States immediately. Let's break this down further. Voluntary departure might sound soft, but it's still a serious matter. It means a person acknowledges they violated immigration law, but avoids the harsh penalties associated with a forced deportation, like being banned from re-entering the US for several years. This process is often given to first-time offenders or high-profile individuals who cooperate with authorities. In Khaby's case, he did exactly that. According to reports, he did not resist or cause any issues. Instead, he complied, boarded a flight, likely a private jet, and returned to his home country of Italy. As soon as the news broke, the internet exploded with reactions. Some fans were shocked and confused, believing Khaby was being targeted or even deported for political reasons. Conservative influencers jumped on the story, claiming this was evidence of stronger immigration enforcement under Trump-style policies, even though Donald Trump is not currently in office. One popular political commentator even posted a tweet calling Khaby an illegal alien and claimed victory for conservative immigration ideals. But let's be clear, there's no evidence this was political. Khaby's situation appears to be a simple case of visa overstay, something that affects thousands of people every year, including celebrities. In fact, similar situations have happened before with actors, musicians, and athletes who failed to keep track of their visa expiration dates. The difference is, Khaby is a global superstar, and that makes the story instantly viral. What's even more fascinating is how Khaby himself responded. Just a day after leaving the US, he posted a photo on Instagram that appeared to show him walking along Venice Beach in California. Some believe it was an old photo, while others think he simply posted it to keep his social media active. He also continued uploading TikTok content, proving that this situation, while unfortunate, didn't derail his brand. In fact, many fans praised his calm and mature handling of the situation. No dramatic statements, no blaming, no victimhood, just a quiet exit, true to his silent persona. So where does Khaby go from here? First of all, this does not mean he's banned from the US forever. Since he left voluntarily, he has the opportunity to apply for a new visa, possibly an O1 visa for individuals with extraordinary ability, which is commonly granted to celebrities, athletes, and artists. With his status and resources, it's likely that his legal team is already working to clear things up and ensure a smooth return in the future. The only question is how long the process will take, and whether this hiccup will affect his collaborations with US-based brands and events.
Get up here! Now I told you again and again and again. You have to do what we told you. That's the thing. You are messing up. You messed up so many times. I'm so sick of this. You gotta get this thing and fix this thing back in here. Come back here. And then
This story also serves as a reminder that immigration laws apply to everyone, regardless of fame, wealth, or influence. Whether you're a tourist, an entrepreneur, or a social media icon, you have to play by the rules. In recent years, the US has stepped up enforcement on visa violations, and Khaby's case is a public example of that. It doesn't mean he was targeted. It doesn't mean there was an agenda. It just means that immigration officials are taking their jobs seriously, even when it involves world-famous personalities. In the end, Khaby Lame's brief run-in with immigration law is just a small bump in an otherwise incredible journey. He went from factory worker to internet megastar in just a few years, all by keeping things simple, universal, and funny. His success story isn't over. If anything, this situation adds another chapter to it. He'll likely return to the US soon, continue making millions laugh, and show the world that even when life gets complicated, sometimes silence really is the loudest voice. So what do you think? Was this just a visa mistake? Was it fair? Was it overblown by the media? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives on trending news, global creators, and stories that matter. This is The Time Thinker, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep scrolling.